Anyway, apologise for that. Now, I want to say another way that you can win. The first way was winning material or gaining in numbers. See, you don't just gain in numbers by putting your pieces in a certain area, you gain in numbers by gaining material. And that's a very easy way of assessing that you're winning. Now, the next way to know that you're winning is that the weakness around a king. Okay? Now, I would define a weakness around a king is when the king cannot escape, if your opponent can actually check you in any square and your king cannot escape, because obviously the king cannot flee off the back rank here because of the pawn and squire, and the king can obviously 1, 2, 3 cannot destroy this rook, so this is checkmate. If the king cannot move away from a check/checkmate, then obviously that is a weak king. So even if your opponent can't checkmate you, the fact that your king can't move and is under the potential threat of it is a very, very serious matter. So we'll take this position here. Once again, the king is not mobile, it's not active. The king activity, it's too trapped, he's not free, and the threat, of course, is the checkmate. Now, even if the threat is not there, it's still a weak king. Alright? Because the king has no recourse. In this situation, it would be different. If there was a check, the king has a direction, squares that he can escape to. He's a mobile king. The immobile king is weak. And so that's another way that you know you're winning, is their king is weak, your king is strong, safe, and protected. An example of that would be a zone defense. Say I've got a couple of knights here in front of my king. That's a very good zone defense, trying to control the squares in this quadrant of the board. And so even if an opponent has 3 pieces attacking, your king obviously can defend himself as well. So this can be a very good zone defense. Another example of a zone defense, the shield technique, is when the squire plays in front of the king, and the pawn can even assist. And once again, that gives the king an escape square. It's a stronger king than, say, the king that's all trapped and has no ability to defend. Now, if a rook, when you have a zone defense with a knight here, obviously it protects this corner square. It's a very strong defender. And also, if a check comes down here on the back rank, the knight that plays back is defended by the king. And so the king is actually not weak at all. So how do you know you're winning? You know, if they have a weak king, you have superiority of numbers or activity against that king, and the king itself is immobile, has very low activity. So there you go. That's another way to know you win. And each player starts with a total value points of 256, and that's it. So just remember to ignite a match and light a match and ignite a blazing star. Okay. Great stuff.